Welcome back. If you're just joining us today, Boss Lady is one Susan Kaittany, a trained lawyer who left law to focus on her business, the Posh Parlors. She lets us in into her busy world. Let's talk about Posh Parlors. Posh Parlors came in, and as I said, it was a big deal. And fortunately, I was here to witness the launch when we had it on the rooftop, and it's been doing quite well from the beginning to date. Give us your journey. Give us your journey with the Posh Parlors and the opening of it and all through to date.
Well, Posh for me was an experiment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. I didn't know that it would work for sure. I was just, I jumped. I had nothing to catch me. I put in money. It could have gone to waste totally. I took a risk. And that's the one thing that I think I tell all entrepreneurs, it's a risk. It's not proven that it's going to work. It's not proven that it's going to stabilize. It's not proven that you're going to make money. It's a risk, period. That's all I'd say. And so truly after the launch, I had no idea what would happen. For real. I remember launching it and being so frantic about launching it, and then it was launched, and then for me, I had not thought about the next steps. You know what happens after that. Yeah, and so I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, I was ready for the pain. I was ready for the pain of not having clients. I was ready for the pain of hustling. Because you're taught that entrepreneurship is about hustling, and it is. So I was ready for it. I had braced myself. Yeah, and then clients kept walking in from day one, and day two, and day three. Well, it wasn't perfect, but people still kept coming, So I think for me, I kind of breathed a sigh of relief after the first week of opening, because it was a risk,
It was really
Yeah.
And Susan, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention this, and trust me, if you do not want this to go on air, we shall cut it out. But there was a bit of a back and forth, when it comes to Posh Parlors, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So, for just a purpose of clearance, you own Posh Parlors.
Absolutely.
100%.
Well, that's such an old story now.
Yes, it is an old story, but just to make it clear,
I always owned Posh Parlors.
Yeah.
I think I started off in good faith with a friend, and it didn't work out. I was one who contributed 100% into the business. I thought it would work out and we'd pay each other off at some certain point, and that didn't happen, and we fell apart. Yeah, and when it did, I just continued.
Is that one of the obstacles that you say one can go through when it comes to Marta's business? So share with us the other obstacles when it came to running Posh Parlors.
I think my biggest was the partnership, and then of course there's the HR. I think HR is like for any major business. I think HR will always be an issue. Where do you get your stuff from? Where do you get qualified stuff from? How do you train your staff? How do you make sure that they're well trained? How do you make sure that they're legit? How do I make sure that I'm not gonna get sued by a client when one of my staff mishandles them? Maybe they're not adequately. So those are the things that I worry about every day. Posh for me is not even about how the place looks. It's about the kind of staff that I have. Yeah.
And how many staff do you have under your wing right now?
Well, now we're at 70 something.
70 something.
Yeah.
All under your wing?
All under my wing.
Under employment?
Yes.
How do you do that?
I think you grow and you don't even notice that you're at 70, And now we're expanding, so very soon I'll be at 140, and even more. So I think it's a slow growth process. You never really see it because you're in it, but other people can.
Expansion, a major move for every entrepreneur. I just had to go and see it, so we take a walk up to see her expanded space.
So I thought of expanding. I thought of a new location, but then I realized that I had not exhausted this location because we get really packed. Like on Fridays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, it's so crazy. There's no sitting space for clients. It's a good thing, yeah? So the clients demanded it. It wasn't even from me. They're like, this place is so packed. Our manicure area is so small. We are so many. What are we gonna do? So instead of like opening a new location, because I already found a new place to open, And yeah, because of the demand, we just thought we should open upstairs. So we've taken up the same space, similar space to what we have downstairs. There's going to be an interconnecting staircase, and yeah, so bigger.
So it's going to be both saloon and barber, or this particular space will only be focusing on
It
men?
has everything. It has salon, it has barber, it's everything.
It's a continuation of
It's a
what you have
continuation,
downstairs.
exactly,
Now, there's
exactly.
something unique I've realized about your interior. When we were downstairs, I'm sure everyone was able to see. There was this, it was a warm sort of feeling, and you like working with bricks a lot. What inspires your interior design?
Well, I do my own interior design, and I prefer warmth because people are coming here to relax and to look for comfort. You know, we don't want the cold white lights. You know, we don't want the cold white walls. You know, we don't want it to feel clinical. We want you to feel like it's a warm hug when you come to Posh.
And explain what is
So
in
this is
this
the
area.
kitchen. This is where we're gonna make your tea, and you know, just make all the little drinks for you from here. And then right next to us we have the salon where we make hair, and then to this side we have the barber shop and a relaxation area for men. After that, where there'll be served drinks, we'll have a little bar. You can have a haircut and get a shot, or a haircut and have a beer, you know. And then to the far right we have the spa, 2 spa rooms. Yeah, and then outside we're building up a little glass room where we're going to do outside pedicures. Yeah.
Okay.
Spa
Susan,
pedicures.
Is it safe to say, sorry to touch on your financials, but is it safe to say that Posh Palace, what is going on downstairs right now and the business as it's running, is it safe to say that it's the same business? You didn't have to get money from outside
No.
to expand.
No.
It's your business. It's Posh
This
Palace
is
that is
Posh Palace.
expanding on its own.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's been yeah, I think we decided to save like for a year and just go like, you know, we should have enough money to expand. And so this is proceeds from our business,
And what-
from my business.
And if you're wondering what to do to ensure that capital is set, I got you sorted. We have a sit down just for the finances. Susan has a tip or so for you. When it comes to starting a business, there's so many people who go, they do it differently. It's either you take a loan, your savings, your parents, or it just capital has to come from
Correct.
somewhere. What would you advise when it comes to someone who wants to start their business? Where should they? What's the best place to get the capital for?
Well, I think if you can save pole pole, I know we don't believe in saving slowly, but that is the way to see. I'm sure we all have SACCOs.
Yeah.
You can save your SACCO, you know, increase the amounts that you're saving, you know, and then take 3 times the amount, or some SACCOs even accept up to 5 times on a special month, you know.
Yeah.
And that'll give you, you know,
Is that
a
how
boost.
you started Posh Palace?
I started Posh from savings.
Okay.
And that's why it took me long. I would have started my business earlier on in my 20s, but I started a bit later on, and it's just because of capital.
Before you started your business, and of course as you're waiting for your savings to match up to the type of capital that is needed to start the business, what were the key aspects that you were doing to make sure, or to just try and make sure that Posh Palace doesn't fail immediately it starts? Because Susan, you know what's going on in Kenya,
Correct.
you know what's going on in the world, the economy is not doing so well, and so many SMEs, so many businesses, of course this is not an SME, it's a proper full-on company,
Correct.
but there's so many businesses that are suffering, Susan, and you'd find them shutting down as soon as they start because you've taken a loan, you have you need to pay the loan, the bank is not giving you time. So how did you avoid all this things?
I think it starts with number one, yourself, your attitude, because you don't open a business to close it, and you tell yourself that from day one. I'm opening this business and it's going to remain open regardless of the obstacles that come my way, and the obstacles will be many. So I would say that it starts with grit, self-grit, you know, and resilience, because if you don't have grit and resilience, for sure you'll shut down. I would have shut down within the first year because I faced some very serious challenges, you know. Second year there's still going to be challenges. I think you start to stabilize in your 3rd year, 4th year, you get pole pole. So I would say you honestly need, there are days you probably think you'll faint or will not make it through the day, or you're probably going to shut down.
You've had those days?
I have.
And they're really bad days.
What?
they really get into your mind, and that's when you come and realize when they say your mind is your own worst enemy.
Yeah, and everybody
sometimes
goes like,
it is.
Actually, overcoming yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need to overcome anybody else other than yourself. Yeah, because everything else can be negotiated. If you're going to pay your rent late, you can negotiate that. If you're going to pay your employees late, you can negotiate with them. So the person that you need to overcome is yourself.
Use yourself.
Yeah.
And for such a business season, fortunately, you are one of the youngest people to own such a business. Yes, I'm right, aren't I? Because most people, I mean, you'll find them maybe they're in their 50s, their 60s. That's when you're opening a beauty parlor and you just want to relax. How do you convince your clients that you know what you're doing, that Posh Palace is the right place for you to be?
I think it's about positioning and branding and the level of expertise. I don't just hire any Tom, Dick and Harry. I really work hard on my staffing and I spend a lot of money on training, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's something that you cannot, like I said, my HR and my staff here at Posh Palace are Posh Palace. That's what makes Posh Palace. It's not even about Posh Palace looks, it's about my staff. I have quality staff. I have quality, because you cannot talk about quality and yet I'm just getting people off a beauty school and just, you know, filling the place up with stuff. No. It's about quality. Even if I'm to point out of my 7, each of them is quality.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they do.
I trust that if any of them randomly should touch your hair, you'll be happy.
That's true. I mean, hello.
Randomly.
You'd be.
I'd be happy. I know each of them like the back of my hands. I can recommend if it's a cut, if it's a Caucasian hair, if it's dreadlocks, if it's babies, I can recommend to you somebody out of all the 70 and they do your hair and you'll be happy.
And with that said, your clients cut across.
Correct.
Be it, as you mentioned, Caucasian hair, be it a child, you have clientele in each and every sector.
Absolutely, because you know, Posh is not only for women. It's for the family, you know, I would say that a woman is the family, right? Yeah, so if you're an empowered woman, you want to come with your daughter to relax. You want to come with your son to relax. You want to bring your hubby. You want to bring your best friend. So you see, it cuts across.
It cuts across.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Susan, if I'm not wrong, you have a family.
Correct.
A family of how many?
2 kids.
You have 2 kids.
Yes.
2 kids and 70 employees and a Posh Palace that is now, I mean, you can hear the noise, literally. There's construction going on. A season is expanding. How do you juggle all this?
Well, I'll say you need a good team behind you. I have a good team behind me. I have a great manager. I have great support staff. I trust that even if I didn't come to work for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, work will continue. So I'm not even here on weekends. I don't come on Saturdays. Saturday is our busiest day, you know, and I'm not here. In fact, I avoid being here on very busy days. You know.
You've reached a point where you completely trust your team and everything.
Correct. Let me tell you, you cannot expand a business or grow a business if you will not delegate. Yeah, if you want to be that Dukawala who's at the desk and it's not going to work out, you're going to remain a micro business. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to let go. That means letting go of your power, letting go of your controlling, whatever. You know, you need systems and structures that will be able to live beyond you. So that even if I'm not here right now, I know that Posh is a brand that will continue beyond me.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that said, let's take a look at the Boss Lady quote of the day. Seek out people to work with who are brimming with talent, energy, integrity, optimism, and generosity. This quote is by Martha Stewart. Today's Boss Lady had a lot of tips and advice for young entrepreneurs with a passion for business. That has been all for the Boss Lady today. Save the date again next Wednesday, same time and place.